all these years, my life has always been about work, work, and work. I want to do something different when I retire.
I've got 4 months before uni starts. Should I work part-time first?
I'm really excited about going to NS to serve the country, but should I serve the poor before that?
Are you looking to do something different? Something that will change the way you live as you think about your next phase of life? If you are, then you are into the gap, just like them. Being in a gap can be a great experience because you have time out to do something you do not normally do to enrich yourself and others around you. So, if you're wondering what you can do, I've got an answer for you. Take part in the EP Missions Fest 2012.
I remember the great sayings of missionary explorer David Livingstone. He said God had one son and he sent him as a missionary. Having said that, the English Presbytery Mission Festival is held for the purpose of harnessing our resources and manpower to educate, to enhance, and to empower our members in fulfilling God's mission on earth.
To guide you to the next step, let's see what's in store for you at EP Missions Fest 2012.
One of my passions is to see God's people who we say we're followers of Jesus, we're disciples of Jesus, to see us take that discipleship and ground it in the real world. What does it mean for me today? And one of the images from Scripture that I love is the story from Ezekiel of God saying to Ezekiel, I looked for someone to stand in the gap. I looked for someone who would stand for me. In that context, it was in the case of injustices and poverties and the failure of God's people to reflect His glory, not just in their context, but amongst the nations. So that story and other stories from Scripture and stories from around God's global church, I would like to reflect on those stories in order to challenge each of us. What does God want us to do today? What does it mean to be a Christian, to be a follower of Jesus in today's real world?
Besides Jonathan's sharing, we've lined up for you a series of workshops that will give you insights on the various initiatives led by the Presbyterian churches in Singapore. At the Medical Missions Workshop, the team will share what is involved in medical missions and how it is relevant to us today. At the Second Career in Mission Workshop, Selkin will share how he embarked on a second career in the mission field and give some insights on how you can make the career shift. Faith Lee will share how Life Care Society is reaching out to the AIDS-infected victims and their families. She will highlight the HIV situation in Western Nepal, where victims are losing hope and facing discrimination. Missional Business Workshop is a highly interesting program for those of you who have a keen eye for business and wonder how God can use you to build enterprises to help others and extend His kingdom. Let's hear from Pastor William Heng, a businessman turned pastor.
In this workshop itself, I will share some of the areas in terms of how business can use as a platform, for mission work, and also what is God's mandate and command for us. I believe that business, there is always a purpose. That when God established business, it's for a purpose. For what purpose? I believe is to help people to know Him, and at the end of the day, all nations of this earth glorify His name.
You may have wondered at one point or another whether short-term mission is a gain or a pain. Let's find out from Pastor Vincent Lee how to strategize short-term missions for long-term commitment.
If we were to just go and conduct the so-called ad hoc or intermittent kind of missions trip, there is a danger here because people can go there and just take a few photographs, and before they get to know the people, they are going home. Likewise, for the people on the ground, before they know us, before they really understand what we are talking about, we are leaving them. The last 3 years, I have been participating in this short-term mission trip in Ban On in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and we really see the fruits of what we can achieve with a short-term mission trip. And therefore, I urge the people to come, especially Presbyterian churches, to be involved in this great commission. And God willing, that He will use us to turn the mountains into Christian mountains.
Hey, I'm getting really excited about the Missions Fest. There's so much to look forward to. Who knows, you may even discover opportunities to make a difference. So, what are you waiting for?
Use it for your play. Won't you, Lord, take a look at our hearts.
I've decided what to do before uni.
I've also decided what to do before NS.
The important gap for each of us is the gap that God calls us into.
Stand in the gap to experience how God may change your life. Open your eyes and present new possibilities to use your gifts.
What we are concerned about is the places in our world where God is not glorified, where people don't know Him. In those places, we want to stand up and see God glorified through our lives and our actions.
Join us at the Missions Festival. To our